This is a short video showing you the easy way to change your oil in a CRF250L. I'm going to be using Honda GN4 10W40 oil. You can also use 10W30 oil. I'm using the 10W40 because I live in South Florida where it gets really warm. I'm also using a stock Honda oil filter gasket, and crush washer for the drain plug. All right, so the first step is going to be to remove this skid plate. I was able to remove all the bolts except for one. These are pretty rusted out just from sitting in the rain. And this one is completely stripped right here. I tried hammering a larger size Torx bit in there and it's still just rounding out. It's pretty soft. So I'm going to take this nut and I'm going to weld it onto that bolt and then just put a wrench on there and turn it out that way. I also wanted to show you, I went through all that work moving this skid plate. Look right here. This skid plate has a cutout for the oil drain plug. I know that some of them do and some of them don't. So this one we didn't have to remove. Those bolts were rusted anyway. So I'm glad that I got them out now and I'm able to replace them. All right, now I'm gonna slightly warm up the bike just to thin out the oil a little bit and make it drain out a little bit easier. All right, next I'm gonna open up the fill plug. Now I'm going to remove the drain plug. This plug right here is your oil drain plug. I'm going to stand the bike up just so I make sure that we get all the oil out. All right, next I'm going to remove the oil filter cover. There's going to be a spring inside there. You want to make sure that you don't lose. There's a spring. Remove the gasket. And make sure that the gasket surface is clean. Remove the oil filter. I'm going to clean oil filter housing area. I'm going to insert the new oil filter. It can only go in one way. There's a rubber grommet on this end. That's the side that goes facing toward the motor. So the lettering faces out. It says right on there, outside towards filter cover. So you really can't screw that up. That rubber grommet's going to hold that in place. And I have my new gasket. Now these get torqued down to 7 or 8 foot-pounds. All right, now we're going to fill it up with some fresh oil. So the manual states that this takes between 1.5 and 1.8 quarts of oil. Now it depends on you've completely disassembled the engine, we're doing a rebuild, or if you're just doing an oil change. Also, there's different amounts if you're doing an oil change with a filter and an oil change without changing the filter. So with the filter change, the manual states that this takes 1.6 quarts. So we'll start with 1.5, and then I'll warm it up and check the level, and we'll top off as needed. All right, so now I'm going to straighten it up and we'll check the level. And it's a little low. Looking right in here. So we're going to add some more. And tighten up your oil filler cap. And that's it, you're done. I'm going to